Hey everyone, and welcome here to Imaginif Media for our new campaign on our new show, Slay Sundays. Um, Slay Sundays is going to be where I run different tabletop campaigns using different systems every quarter with no cis people. No cis people allowed, whether they're trans, non-binary, gender fluid, anything on that spectrum. Yeah, but if you're a cis man or cis female, I'm sorry, this isn't the place for you. All of our games, we will be raising money for Trans Lifeline. So there is a link in the chat if you would want to help out with that. But also, because, with everything kind of going on right now, I can't spell, we are also raising money for Jess's campaign on Tiltify for the Minnesota Freedom Fund, to raise money to try to get ICE the fuck out of Minnesota because it's a mess. But there is I believe it's like a raffle and different prizes that you can win tabletop related if you go and donate there. So please do if you have the money. But yeah, before we get into our game and get into the plot here, let's go around and introduce my lovely cast here. So why don't we start off with DJ?
Hello, everyone. I'm DJ. I use any pronouns. Um, I will be playing Rhea Palmer tonight, who uses she, they pronouns. A little bit about me. I'm a photographer, producer. I do a ton of things on the interwebs, but you can find me anywhere at Castle Rights, and I'm so happy to be here.
Perfect. Sereni.
Hello, everyone. I am Serenity. My character's name is Siva Mish. Oh, wait, I use she, they pronouns. My character uses she, her pronouns. We're getting there eventually. I'm usually a cosplayer. I sometimes dance. I do all sorts of silly things all over the internet, and you can find me anywhere at Serenity Cup on all the fun socials and things.
Perfect. And last but certainly not least, Mallory.
Hi, all. My name is Mallory. In this game, I play Calliope. We both use they, she pronouns. And around the internet, you can find me under the name Moxie Blue or Rediscovery RPG because I happen to own and operate the place.
Perfect. And of course, I am Paige. My pronouns are she, her. I will be playing everyone else, but also specifically the captain of the crew, Helen Summers, who also uses she, her pronouns. You can usually find me anywhere on the internet at Page Continued, except for Twitch and YouTube, where I run my own channel, The Story Continued, where I kind of do the same thing, just run a different system with a different group of people every time, because I have a very long list of systems that I want to run, and that's fine. I'll get through maybe half of them eventually. But tonight, we are playing Thirsty Sword Lesbians, which, if you don't know, is combination of an RP sword fighting game, but you just throw in a bunch of lesbians and make it very horny. And I've only gotten to run this as a one shot before, but we're going to do a full campaign of this and see how we do. But let's get into our story. So, about a few months ago, the USS Prometheus has gone missing. This is one of the major admiral ships of the whole United Sol Coalition, which is comprised of all the planets in the galaxy under Sol. So everywhere from Mercury to Pluto, because we're counting Pluto as a planet.
Oh, we are.
But as humanity has spread out, so has the government has changed, and they kind of have adapted and formed a united front as they explore outwards. However, one of their allies on a distant planet was on said ship and happens to be a very important part of the royal family of the planet Aetheris. So immediately, the USC has sent out orders to bring in anyone that is available to go and investigate as soon as possible. So before we dive into where our crew is, let's everyone roll 2d6 to see who we're going to go to first and see what they are up to in this moment.
Forgot you need D6 for this game, and I pulled out different dice. Hold on. Hold on. I'm a professional, I swear. I just haven't played Thirsty Sword Lesbians in a long time. Okay, it's fine.
I got a 6.
Okay.
I'm totaling them, yeah?
Yep, total them.
10.
7.
Perfect. So we are gonna cut off to Callie. Where is Callie currently?
I'm on leave from my last ship. Is that where?
Yep, that would be where would you be during your leave right now? What would Callie be up to?
I am at a lab on some planet where I got dropped off because leave had me taking a vacation I wasn't exactly expecting or ready for. After a virus was introduced into my system and I had to be reset. And so I have been kind of retraining in anything that I needed to know that wasn't already programmed into me before I can be released to go to a new ship.
Yeah, and as the camera kind of zooms into you sitting behind one of the computers still plugged into and data just flashing across your eyes, why don't you describe what Callie looks like to the audience?
Callie looks very much like a human. From a distance, you would never be able to tell that they are a droid, one that was crafted by expert engineers that happen to be her mom's. She is about 5'7", curly, long brown hair that's like half pulled up kind of at this point. Some of the wires are sticking out underneath her neck where a lot of her ports and things are. Um, the green jacket and like green and black jacket that she's always sort of wearing is kind of like her last gift that she got from her mom's before she started to go away. So she wears it all the time. And even when shut down, like you can't take it off of her the way that her body shuts down. So it's just permanently sort of there. Um, she has like a very big smile, slight freckles, and when there's not information flashing across her eyes, the small screens that they are, the last bit of the virus that was left behind, you can see in her eyes where one eye is like a really light gray, the black pupil, the way it was intended, and the opposite eye is flipped, so it is a black iris with a light gray pupil, the very last remnants of the thing that came in and tried to wreck her body.
It. And as you finish going through the last program that you're doing and the information starts to fade from your eyes, you feel a slight tug on your pant leg and you look down to see Scrap.
Oh,
Callie,
hi there.
are you awake?
Yeah, buddy. I'm fine. Don't worry a thing about me, sport. I'm all good.
I didn't want to disturb you, but you had some messages kind of blinking on one of your terminals. It looked
Oh,
important. There was like a bunch of red flags marked on it.
oh. I don't often see red flags on memos anymore. I suppose I should go check those. Thank you. I should be all done with my uploads now, so I can get on to work.
Does that mean I can play my games now?
Yeah, buddy, you can play your games now.
You want to describe what Scrap looks like to the audience as well? As Scrap just pops up into your chair the minute you leave and pulls out a controller from inside his body and attaches it to the computer and just starts playing video games online.
Scrap is a small robot, maybe like 2 foot tall. He operates on one wheel, sort of like a tank tread, that like zooms him around. He's got like a gray body, gray head with like a light green bar across his face. No like real eyes that you can see. There are just cameras inside that kind of peek through. And as he talks, like voice, like sound lines almost pop up against his screen, and the little lights on his chest will kind of like beep with like words and things that he says. He's got like a storage compartment in his chest that he can like very easily pull stuff in and out of. um Not he can't store a lot, but he is extremely smart and also holds like a data bank in the back where I can store extra information that I can't sometimes carry on my own.
But yeah, he immediately. You even see the light on his eyes fade as the information of the game also starts scrolling against his eyes as he links into the computer and is just dead to the world at the moment. But yeah, you head over to your terminal and you see on one of the like main computers in your lab, you have 3 messages currently in your inbox.
Oh goodness, I missed a lot while I was under there, huh? And I'll open the first one.
First one's just a lovely check-in message from your moms asking how you've been enjoying your vacation, making sure you're not working too hard. and that they have been checking your logs and seeing that you have not been shutting down every night like you're supposed to. So they don't want to have to come out to where you are, but they will.
Yeah, I've been staying up really late trying to catch up on all the work I missed while I was we'll go with otherwise occupied. While that virus was in my system, I missed out on like weeks of work. So I am staying up all hours of the night trying to catch up. I kind of thought once I was this old, my moms would stop checking my logs, but I guess here we are. And I write them back a quick note that says, I'm doing just fine. You know, it's a very nice planet to stay on while I'm having to do my rest and everything. That I'm getting a lot done and that everything seems to be back in working order and I should be cleared pretty soon to be back in the air. At least hopefully that Scrap is keeping me good company and making sure I'm taking care of myself. And I maybe haven't been shutting down as much as I should be lately, but I promise I'll be better about it. No need to come out here.
And as you're finishing your message and you're going to add the signature, you see a little cursor appear on your screen and add a couple spaces below, and then, "Hi, Grandma from Scrap, love you," as he enters the message onto your email directly.
Yeah, perfect.
But
And
yeah,
I
you
leave
guys,
it. I will not erase that. He can say hi to grandmas as much as he would like.
as you send that off, you go to look at your nest message. Your nest message is just a maintenance report from yourself, from your own logs, showing that the virus is 98% out of your system. There's some remnants, but it shouldn't affect your performance, and it'll just take time for the rest to slowly exit your systems. And then it just shows that the eyes are going to stay that way until it fully flushes, but it shouldn't hamper you in the field.
Yeah, I think I can't help but think about like how I don't even mind the eyes, honestly. It's a little weird to see myself in the mirror sometimes, with my eyes looking so different and like I know they're not the way that my mom's intended. But like I kind of like them. They're a little quirky. So I'm cool with keeping them as long as the bit of the virus is still there. Who knows how long it'll take. I think she approximates it to how humans take to heal after sickness.
Yeah.
This is like the closest thing that she has to that. So she's like, it may last a while, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's like the equivalent of having that lingering cough for months after you have a cold. It'll
Yeah.
go away at some point.
Yeah.
But you get to the last message, the one that Scrap woke you up from your data upload to receive, and you see that it is heavily redacted in the actual like title, but you see that it is from the USC.
Oh, we may be back in the air sooner than I thought. Um, I'll open it before I say
Yeah.
anything else.
You see the message itself is coming from one of the top admirals in the whole organization, Admiral Williams. And you see that Captain Helen Summers is CC'd in the email. It says, "You've been requested to form a special team to go on a retrieval mission. They're a little shorthand on sending people out, so they've called back anyone who was currently on leave, as well as Captain Summers, who was technically retired. So they could at least get someone out there as soon as possible. There's a list of like last coordinates, the ship, who was on there, as well as information on the princess and the royal family as well." And it says to report to the docking bays of the station that you're on now by the next couple hours.
Scratch, you got one more round, buddy. We got to pack up. We got a job to go on. Looks like a rescue mission.
Okay. Can we bring the games with us?
Yes, buddy. We can bring the games with us. You just got to pack up, so we can't keep playing them today.
Okay, just one more. And
One more round, and then
another
you can
match.
play some tonight before we go to bed, because I'm sure we won't be up all night, probably.
Okay. But yeah, you guys pack up as much as you can for your lab and you head out. Is there anything you wanted to do in your lab before you guys head out and close down?
I'm gonna go into my system one more time. Is the Hell's name the only one on there, or is everyone's name on there?
Hell's the only one CC'd. It hasn't told you the rest of the crew yet.
I'm just gonna go into my files and scan everything I have on Hell really quick.
Yeah.
I know of her like to a pretty, I would say a more than a person has just randomly heard around extent. But I just want to make sure that I know basically what I should and shouldn't say today.
Sure.
Because I, as someone who has a little trouble with social cues.
We might make
Should
this
probably
our
not screw up the first day before we get
roll
on a
of
ship
the
together.
game.
Let's go.
Go ahead. Let's see. We'll count this as figure out a person. Go ahead and roll wit.
Sure, I can roll wit. Let's see, what's wit? Oh, good. Wit is actually my best skill because
That
it's
would make
knowledge.
sense. You are a droid.
I am a droid and I'm an engineer. Let's see. That's gonna be an 8.
Okay, with an 8, you can ask 2 questions, but Hell will get to ask one of you later when you meet her.
That is
So you
more
can
than
ask,
fine.
what are your feelings towards them? What do you hope to get from them? How could you get them to do something? What do you love most? How would you feel if they did something specific? Or if you just have any general questions, you can also ask. I don't try to like tie it to those because those don't always fit too. So
I'm thinking I'm gonna go with like I get to ask 2, right?
yep.
Okay, so 1, what are Hell's general feelings on me? Or does she know anything about me at all, rather, I suppose?
Hell's had run-ins with you, but I don't think you've ever worked directly with her. You've been on ships that she's been on because was in the UFC for about 24 years before her retirement. So you've probably have worked like cross paths. You do know of Hell's final mission, which you were redacted heavily on talking about to anyone, even your mothers. And like the last thing you knew was as of like I believe 3 or 4 years ago was when their retirement was, because they weren't cleared for the field anymore with their injuries.
Mhm. Okay, and then for the second one, I'm gonna go with one that's like slightly off the wall, but it's more of a what can I do to make Hell's life better once we're on this ship, like this new ship of ours that we'll be on together. So that way I can try to make sure Hell likes me.
You go back through your files and you even dip into some of the medical reports from like their last mission and seeing like everything that came in. It was noted in their files that they suffered slight PTSD of being on a ship after being spaced in that mission. So they probably will not want to be anywhere near the cockpit. So the ship yourself, as it showed in the details, is going to be mostly automated for the flying part. But you think that either you or one of their crew will probably have to man the cockpit during the flight.
Okay. Cool.
Perfect. But yeah, as you head out, I believe our next highest roll. DJ, where can we find Rhea at this moment on the station, and what is she up to?
You know, my first instinct was Ria's definitely at a bar. Not to like just there because they just needed somewhere to be. Um, and this was like the closest spot from where like they were last left off their leave. Um, but Rhea is rather tall brown woman with like stark in this current moment with stark white hair, um, and these kind of flittering like golden eyes. Um, she has this long black trench coat and red top, like black pants, low, like really classic, like black work boots. Um, and she's kind of just parked herself in a corner. Um, not particularly like mostly just watching everyone else. She's a people watcher.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a pretty slow night. It's probably like the middle of the week, so there's not a lot of people coming in and out of the bar, especially on this station. They don't get a lot of like visiting traffic. It's mostly just other military personnel. So there's probably some people like on leave as well as some as people are just passing through for like resupplies and stuff like that. But yeah, you're in the corner. No one's really approached you. Most of them seem to be grouped up as they come in and out. And as you're kind of people watching, the droid that mans the bar kind of wheels back over to you. Miss Palmer, would you like another drink? Can I get you anything?
Um, I should be all right. Thank you though.
Okay. I'm so sorry to disturb you, but I was given a holopad to send over to you. It seems like there was a message from one of the higher ups. They just sent it through. They were, I guess, looking for you in your office, but it hasn't been opened in a couple days. So they had to main other means to find you on the station.
Right. I figured they'd find me one way or another. Um, yes, I'll take it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. If you need anything else, just let me know. And he just wheels back across the bar to the other end. Yeah,
I
you
think she
open.
begrudgingly opens it.
Yeah,
She's like,
you open the holopad. You see a very similar message to what Callie had received of like your orders. You're going to be serving under Captain Summers on a reconnaissance mission, and as you are the top scout that's on leave currently, you have been selected to kind of lead the expedition out in the field. As the captain will be kind of playing more of a supplementary role in all of their stuff. So you will be the lead person when the ship drops to wherever this location is. So they sent you a form that you can take down to requisitions to get everything that you think the ship would need field to like survive in an unknown planet. So they said to head down to requisitions as soon as possible. The ship's going to be leaving in the next 4 hours. So you have to make sure everything's equipped now before you go grab your stuff.
I think she takes a minute to like look through it. Um, and eventually just basically like any other mission, just is already like in the headspace and starts to make her way over to, I guess, confirm this job.
Yeah, you head deeper into the station, taking an elevator all the way down to pretty much the bottom of the station is where Wreck is. You get down down the hallway, and there's just one guy at a desk, and there's like storage rooms all behind him. You can even see like tower and stuff, like all the way down the hallway through the door. And he's just sitting there, kind of like feet up on the table, kind of like half asleep. He's like young, probably has only been in the service for like a year or two. This is his first gig. He's like 20, African American, like buzzed hair, and he's just like not even paying attention as you enter the room.
They've still got you down here.
Oh, Rhea, god damn, you can't do that. I thought it was someone important.
You shouldn't be sleeping on the job. Because if it was someone important, I don't think they would have been as kind.
I get visited maybe once a week, and I
Mhm.
just sit at a desk in a basement of a space station. Give me some slack.
Right, right. Well,
You
I
here
have a new
for
job.
the Atlas job? Yeah.
Right,
Um,
yes.
you can head on back. I gave you kind of the general stuff that you usually ask for, but if there's anything else you wanted to look around and see, they gave you a pretty big budget for this. Actually, I'm kind of surprised.
Oh. All right, then I'll let you know if I need anything else past what you've given. I'm sure
Okay.
you've done good work already, so thank you.
Yeah, sounds good. I guess I should check my. Oh shit, I got a lot of emails. Okay, yeah, I'll be here. And he immediately starts furiously. You see, he has like a backlog of order requests that he's ignored all day.
Hmm. All right. So past what the general order was, is there anything else that would catch Rhea's eye as being important to like take?
Give me, roll me a flat 2d6.
Do you want me to add that up together?
Yeah.
That's a sweet old 9.
Okay, cool. For 9, you definitely see plenty of weapons and ammo that you could restock just so you kind of have a little bit of everything. Um, you were given a little bit more info, not on the crew itself, but kind of what weapons and stuff that they typically use in the field. For some reason, it redacted all the other names of the crew except for the captain. But you kind of have the layouts of what they would need, any upgrades for their armors, all that kind of stuff. So you can easily just tag all that as you go through the warehouse. I think the last thing you see, it's in the experimental section, which you're not really supposed to be in, but the front guy at the desk, is one of your friends on the station, and he kind of gave you an extra pass. You see newly developed, not armor, but more like it's almost like a space jumpsuit. And as you're reading over the details, it is specifically made for people with shifting abilities. And if you wear it in the field and you shift, it also shifts with you. So you can shift your clothes as well to match whatever disguise you go into. It's meant for long-term reconnaissance missions as well as like underground work. But it is very experimental, so it's not all the kinks have been worked out yet.
Mhm. I think she knows the front desk worker is like swamped with those emails. So she will take it and leave a really like cute little note being like, just taking this. Hope it works.
You
Just
just
signs
leave
her
a
name.
sticky note like on the now naked mannequin that was there that it was
Mhm.
on. Love
Yep.
that. Yeah, but you're either able to just go through the warehouse, tag all that extra stuff that you need, as well as have off with your new suit that you will play with later. Is
Yay.
there anything else you would want to do in the station before you head off to the dock-in bay?
Um, no, I think she's pretty set. So I think she'll head over.
Perfect. And last but not least, where do we find Ziva on the space station?
So Ziva is, who could have guessed it, in the kitchen, listening to all sorts of different training lectures and podcasts about how to handle conflict and remain calm under pressure. But you can see her visibly dimpling focaccia bread with more and more anger and frustration as she's listening to these things that she just knows by heart. She's like lightly dusted in flour. Her regulation ponytail definitely has a couple streaks of like bits of oil and flour and dough in there, but she is just so focused on this, and you can see her just kind of like, ah, trying to get all the anger and frustration out of it.
Yeah, you're listening to like these mandated podcasts and information and like retraining that you had to listen to after the almost very bad diplomatic situation that you got yourself into when you cussed out a dignitary. Um, but yeah, it doesn't grade you. It's just it records that you listen to the whole thing, so you're like, okay, I'd take this anywhere. The kitchen staff is like working around you. They've tried to kick you out before, but they don't want to deal with that again after what you did to them last time. So there's like a wide berth around you in the kitchen, and they've even like have like a setup area like one of the older ovens so that you can leave the rest of them alone. But as you are working, you do not receive a message. Instead, you feel a slightly cold metallic hand set itself on your shoulder and give you a light squeeze to get your attention.
Ziva doesn't even look up. She's like, what do you want? Like, just still trying to focus on the bread. Doesn't give a shit.
They reach up and just yank out one of your headphones. You want to
Hey,
repeat that again, kid? And you look up into the face of Captain Hell Summers.
I am so sorry. What can I do for you?
I knew that you specifically probably wasn't going to be checking your messages anytime soon. And I had a feeling you would be here. But you're being put back in the field under my command. Luckily.
Oh, okay. Um, that's a choice. Might I ask why?
I need a comms officer, and you are the highest ranking one on the station at the current moment. So I'm going to need you to continue your training in transit, but wrap up whatever you're doing here. Go grab all your stuff that you need. There's no guessing how long we're going to be gone, but your message should have the full details of the mission in it.
Okay, one more question. Um, do I still get a little space in the kitchen?
Yes, I don't think we're gonna have a cook, so you can handle the kitchen stuff. I think they specifically didn't give us a cook because you were gonna be on the ship. Just make sure that you are also communicating with any people that we need to talk to.
Listen, if I have my headphones on, you could just call or send a voice message. You know, we have technology for a reason. That's why I'm in the
The
communication.
last time we were in the field together, we didn't get the report we needed until after the fact, and I went into that diplomacy mission completely blind.
To be fair, that's an ish me, not an issue. I am sorry about that. We will fix that, and I promise that I won't do that again. And she just starts, she tosses the focaccia in the oven, and you could see her telling someone else, make sure you take that out. Don't let it burn. It'll be really good. Bye.
Uh, okay, I'll see you. Be out there in 3 hours. Bye. Do you want to describe what Siva looks like as she's running through the halls now to go to her quarters?
So Ziva stands at a very tall 5'5". That is tall. I'm going to say that is tall as someone who is 5'3" on a good day. On a normal day, her hair doesn't have flour in it, but it is always in that regulation compliant ponytail. Her eyes are like a dark purple with noticeably poorly concealed bags under her eyes from, staring at screens too much and being a little too chronically online. Because it's part of the job, right? And she's normally in uniform completely like, just constantly, but you can kind of see like red swirling tattoos kind of peeking out from the arm sleeves of her shirt and like peeking out from the just arm sleeve fingerless glove thingamajigs. I don't know what to call them, so we're calling them finger sleeves. And she is at the moment though just kind of covered in flour. So her black shirt, you can see like little there's always going to be flour on her, basically. That's something you should know, or jam. And she's wearing white cargo pants with like belts with various different pockets to hold like either her phone, her headphones, a charger, other ingredients. But at the moment, she is just dashing around, leaving a trail of flour behind her, like in a poof of smoke. She's magical.
Perfect. Where is there anything you want to try to do on the station before you head out to the dock and bay? You have a few hours to get all your stuff and get headed down there.
I think she's probably first thing she's going to do is kind of start making a mental checklist of all the things she needs to pack and making sure that she has all the different tools because she likes her own set of knives and rolling pins and everything. That and also just making sure she's got all the various backup chargers and things. So it's mostly just going to be a packing expedition, if you will.
So pack in all the supplies you need for your other job, your more important one.
Yes.
Yeah, you go to your quarters, grab a bunch of stuff, and then you head back to the kitchen, see that the captain has left, and then immediately go and raid your area again. As soon as you step in the door, all the twits stop, look, and immediately move off to the side again in the middle of their cooking. You see your area has not been touched, but you're able to grab whatever you need and head off to the ship. As you guys all congregate on the dock and bay, I'll say you all reach the elevator heading up around the same-ish time to each other.
Hi. Would you guys like a snack? I just made some focaccia. It's too much for one person.
I think before you even say that, I'm trying to get on the elevator and I'm trying to keep Scratch, like make sure Scratch is keeping up with me to like get him on the ship. And as soon as I've like rallied his little body into the elevator, I look up and you're just holding out focaccia and I'm like, oh, Ziva, it's so nice to see you. It's been a little bit. Sure, I'll take a slice. And you can see Scratch pulling at my leg, being like, I want some. And I just look at him, the look that says, you don't eat. What do you want this for?
Ziva like tears a little piece off and just gives it to Scrap.
Past you and just looks up, and as soon as you get the lights or his eyes are just start flashing very rapidly in excitement, as the hand just kind of shoots out like a hook and grabs the bread and retracts it back.
That was my bread.
There's plenty. There is plenty. I promise, and there will
She
be more.
gave it to me.
You took it. You have to wait for them to put the hand out.
You see his head
direction.
just like snap backwards, and he just drops it in the hole that's there.
That's fine. I'll get it for him later. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Aria, it's nice to see you too.
Nice to see you as well. Whoa, why did I go southern? Whoa.
That's why I said I wasn't doing any accents.
Damn.
Lock in. I must lock back into the accent. Yes. Nice to see you as well. And I'll absolutely take a piece of bread. Thank you, Ziva.
Of course. This is, I will warn you both, it is a new recipe. It does have like I may or may not have been messing around with different variations of tomatoes in it and specifically like different variations of olives. So like it's good. It's like classic, but it might be a little salty. I wasn't a fan, so y'all can have it.
Well, my receptors kind of are like just salty, sweet, whatever. So I'm sure I'll enjoy because I like salty things. Are you here to cook or are you here to communicate?
They both begin with the letter C, so yes.
Hey, Siva, since you're passing out bread, do you want to go ahead and roll Sunhand Bacon for me and add your
I
Darren to the roll?
Ooh, yes, actually, I forgot that I could do that. I just got
Yeah.
excited about bread.
So 2d6 and roll Darren.
Okay, that is a 10.
Okay, you get to choose any one from that list, and it is not going to disappear for the session, so you can make it again if you need to. So what kind of bread did you give everybody?
So because it is it is focaccia, it's gonna be I'm gonna say it's gonna be the solar crust because I just made it, so it's piping hot for the day, and until it's broken, it just gives the warmth. Everyone just feels warm and cozy because I feel like that's the best way to start a new trip.
Cool.
As soon as Scrap had put the bread inside his body, you got an immediately alert in your lens of your eye that his internal temperature has gone up a few degrees.
Scratch, this is why we have to talk about when you're going to eat things, buddy, because now you're
I feel
overheating.
tingly. Is this what food's supposed to do?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
We'll work
Okay,
on this. Don't
I
worry.
like get down to
You see
Scratch's
his
level.
eye light has turned orange.
Yeah, I know, buddy. You're gonna feel weird for a little bit. When we get on the ship, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and go find where we're staying, right? Go straight to our quarters, right? And then wherever the vent is, I want you to park yourself in front of it and then shut down for about 15 minutes and then you can wake back up, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, bud.
I am so sorry about that.
Oh, it's fine. He does this all the time. It is not a new thing. He'll get into the wires and eat something or do something, or he'll just run around, or he'll get mad at his video game and then he'll overheat. It's not a big deal. Thank you for sharing.
Okay.
He feels very included. He wants to feel very included. He's like, he's still figuring things out. It's okay. He's still pretty young and all.
It'll be okay. Yeah, it'll be fine. You could see
Yeah.
she's just trying to calm
He
herself down. She's like,
he'll Ziva, I promise he just needs like a 15-minute nap. I promise. And
okay.
honestly, he's probably overdue for it anyway. I let him get in an extra round of his video game before he packed up. I said 1 and I let him have 2. So
Ooh, okay, yeah. He makes sense.
he needs a nap.
Okay, so
So
yeah, you guys get in the elevator and you head up to the docking bay as you guys all kind of cram in as you guys are talking and head up. So you get to the docking bay, you see the ship that you're going to be on. It is definitely a smaller model than some of the ones you guys have been on. It's definitely more of like a scout ship. So I think the only one that would have been on this type of ship, it would probably be Rhea. These kind of ships usually only hold between 5 to 20 people at the max. But it is only the 3 of you and the captain, and I guess Scrap, that have been assigned to this ship itself. And as you guys kind of crest the corner and head towards where the decontamination is to get into the ship, you see the captain as well as Admiral Williams, and they are in a screaming match with each other. And as you approach, I will describe Helen. Helen is a lot taller than the rest of you. Helen is 6'6". Mid-40s, hair is a little bit more gray than you would expect at her age. It's salt and pepper pretty much all the way up, and it's in a little tight bun at the back of her head. She has the typical like military pants and boots on, but her top is a more cropped jacket. And instead of having a shirt under her jacket, she's wearing a harness that is magnetically holds the jacket just enough to cover the decency, but her muscles are just fully on display.
Good for
And
her.
you see her, you obviously see her cybernetic hands and feet in the sun, as well as she's fully already armed with all her weapons. There's a giant shotgun on her back, a blade at her side, as well as a pistol on her other side. And as you approach, and you can kind of hear more of what the conversation is. What do you mean we are not having anyone else in this crew? We're supposed to man it, just the 4 of us, and go on a full rescue mission without any help or assistance? I mean, we have other priorities. We're only really doing this as a favor to that country or to that planet. And You wanted to call in a favor and be added to the mission, so I don't want to hear it. You have your orders. You fall in line, get it done, and get back. Or if you don't, we'll send out a better crew later. I don't really care. You asked for this, so you get going. You you visibly see Hell trying not to grab a weapon, but as they hear you approach, they both turn. He's like, "We'll finish this later, Admiral. You three, come on. Your stuff's already been sent up if you want to head onto the ship." Admiral nods at you guys as he walks by, and it just gets very silent as the captain turns around and heads back into, and just waits in the decontamination center for the rest of you to file in for it to start.
Yeah.
Yikes.
No one's saying anything.
Nope.
How do you break the ice on that one?
What Callie has learned about social cues is that you do not say anything when someone seems angry.
Siva slowly just like kind of holds out like a small piece of bread, like just slowly like holds it up and is like doesn't say anything but just kind of like blinks like and then brings it back down when she sees that the captain isn't taking it.
She doesn't even look at you. Like you see her eye in the corner kind of crinkle a little bit as she has seen you, but she does not turn to look at you and just waits for when to get in and for the decontamination to start. Once the last of you gets in, it kind of the little lights start to scan over all of you and just kill any germs and all that kind of stuff before opening it into the actual ship. As you enter, you look to the left, you see a cockpit where there's not really a pilot seat because this is automated. There's just like all the controls and everything, as well as like the out-facing window. And there's more of a like place for someone to stand with like a little computer there to kind of run stuff if they need to. There is an information deck to the right, which has a giant star map, which is where the navigator, or in this case, the engineer, will be able to add the coordinates for everything for where the flight is. And then there's an elevator in the back, which you're assuming leads to the lower deck of the ship, where the quarters, the kitchen, all that kind of extra stuff would be. Settle in. We have the coordinates. I'm gonna need, I believe, Rhea, if you would mind handling the cockpit for me, that would be great. I will be mostly in my quarters or at the star map over here if you guys need me. We have a long trip. It's on the very, very edges of our borders, all the way behind Pluto. So just be strapped in and be ready to go out. We're going to probably depart here in the next 20, 30 minutes. Is there any questions before we go?
No, ma'am. I'm
No,
good.
Captain.
No.
Perfect. Callie, the good admiral, instead of given us extra crew or privates to run everything for us, has given us a newly manufactured drone system to run everything on the ship. So I'm going to need you to oversee that, as it is, we're the first ones testing any of this stuff. So we're going to trust you to keep everything running.
Yes, ma'am. I'll make myself familiar before we take out, and we'll see what we can do.
Perfect. I'm going to head down to the next floor. You guys are feel free to get everything set up here. And then once the ship takes off, just meet me downstairs and we'll have a little debrief before we head out. And you see she just kind of strides away, still kind of angry, but going into just work mode at this point as she heads down and hits the elevator and leaves. Leaving the four of you there. Wow, she was really angry.
Yeah.
Not at us, little buddy. Don't worry. She's got her own problems to deal
She's
with. Okay.
big. Are all people that big? Are you guys just really short?
No.
Am I really short?
Hey.
You you are the average height for a robot of your size.
That
Okay.
I'm trying to make him feel better. Don't worry
Okay,
about it.
okay.
I'm just trying to make him feel better.
My lips are sealed. Well, that was interesting.
Yeah. She seems a little frustrated by all this, but that's okay. We're just gonna do the best we can. If what the captain is saying about a new drone system is right, I imagine that I could plug into one module up here and probably control every panel from there. So I'll keep an eye out. I probably also have a workspace somewhere on the ship, so maybe I can sort of connect everything to where I can operate it from there too in case of emergency. I'll work on it.
I'm Slay.
Scratch, go look around at it. Let me know if there's any problems you see. And I just like send him on a lap.
Yeah, he just starts zooming around the ship, even like going from the other what the two of you have not seen. He like the wheel even goes up and like on the ceiling into like every inch of the ship.
Yeah, that sounds right.
He's a cool little buddy.
He's so cool. I love him so much.
Thanks. I built him myself.
I found where I can plug in to play my games. Everything looks fine. I'll be busy for the next little bit. You hear the sound of a game starting up in the background.
You later?
Nap first.
No one ever plays games with me.
Oh dear
I
God.
love playing games.
I'm gonna lose every battle on the ship that I have with that boy.
Do we have
nap time?
But yes, we
15
can only
minutes.
play certain times because I need to get my beauty sleep. Do you not see what's going on under my eyes? This isn't healthy.
I thought that was normal. Most humans on the space station had that.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they look good. So we can only be on screen time for a little bit.
That means
okay?
you're tired. Oh, Callie's eyes just start twitching really bad when she's tired.
Well, yes, but I'm also not a human, Scratch.
Yeah.
Humans operate differently than we do. They have different settings and parameters.
So if you want me to play games with you, we got to make sure I'm well rested, right?
I guess.
And I'll make more bread too.
Okay.
I won't make more bread.
Thank you. And if it is just not the kind that's going to make him overheat again, I guess, or like let it cool first before you give it to him.
Right on.
That's fine. But Scratch, I said what I said. 15-minute nap time.
Okay, I'll head down. I'll also give the captain the HUD. They look kind of sad, and you just hear the elevator beep, and they leave the floor.
Oh no!
Oh,
I send Scratch a message through our little link, and I go, remember, you have to ask permission before you touch people. This isn't like you're hugging me.
There's a thumb up emoji as well as a hug emoji. Let's
not
get
helpful.
Sent back to you.
I'm gonna get blasted out the airlock because my child's gonna try to go hug the captain.
But as he heads off and the elevator comes back to where you guys are, you feel the ship itself unlatch from the station, and you see the lights all light up green in the cockpit, and it starts to move up and get ready to depart the station.
All right, let's rock and roll, I guess. And I'm gonna take the coordinates the captain mentioned and put them in and make sure everything is ready to go.
Yeah. And as you guys prepare for takeoff and you know the coordinates, and it gives you an estimated time of 2 days of travel to get there. As the ship rockets out of the atmosphere of the space station, that is where we are going to take our break. So we will be back in about 15 minutes. And then we'll see some more of the crew here as we get debriefed. But see you all soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Lost, our sci-fi Thirsty Sword Lesbians campaign here on Imaginif Media. Before we get back into the game, just a reminder, we are raising money during this campaign, both for Trans Lifeline, as well as for Just the Humans campaign on Tiltify to raise money for the Minnesota Freedom Fund to get ICE out of Minnesota. So if you have money and you want to donate to either of those, we would greatly appreciate it. But back into the game as the three of you head down the elevator to see what awaits you in the captain's mood as you guys have left the atmosphere of the space station and begin your journey from around the moon all the way to Pluto. But yeah, you guys head downstairs and you turn the corner. As soon as you turn the corner, it's just immediately like a mess hall. I don't know if any of you have ever played Mass Effect, but how like you get to that floor and it's just literally a table where you can eat in the kitchen, like right there in the open.
Uh-huh.
Like there's no specific room for the kitchen; it's just open to
Yeah,
like the
we're
middle
right. We're
of the
right
ship.
here on that wavelength.
I'm just
I got
thinking of
you.
Among Us, like the cafeteria. I'm not gonna lie.
No, you literally come out of the elevator. There's two doors in front of you, which are labeled quarters for you guys to stay in. It's just one communal quarters for everybody. You turn the corner. There's a captain's quarters to the left. There's just an open area where the kitchen itself is, as well as the dining area. And then there's a med bay off to the right. And then at the end of the hallway, you see a sign that says engineering. But as you guys turn the corner into the cafeteria, sitting at one of the tables already is the captain. And Scrap is actually sitting next to the captain, and she seems to be like talking softly to Scrap while Scrap's being very animated. And the captain is actually softly smiling at Scrap.
That's good to know.
Hey, I'm not going to get kicked off the ship before it even starts to fly. I'll take it.
Emotional support buddies. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So should we? I don't want to go first.
Oh, come on over, guys.
I imagine you said that fully out loud.
You guys, it's a small ship. It's
Yeah.
I heard you guys get here. This little guy's interested.
Oh, thank you. That's Scrap. He's a good little guy.
Yeah. Well, if you want to head off to engineering, buddy, it's right down that way. Okay. Bye, Hal. And you just see Scrap reach over and hug her arm and then just roll out.
Take that nap, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah, take the nap so we can play games later.
You see the light in the eye briefly go red at that and then go bright green again at that. It's like, okay, I'll build you a controller in engineering. I only have the one.
Yay! Thank you.
Okay. Sorry about earlier. That was not my best moment, but the Admiral told me the last second that it was just going to be the four of us, so, or I guess five of us now. And we don't really have a lot to go on. So, any questions before I give you kind of the rundown of everything?
Nope, all good.
Well, I mean, I suppose the rather large elephant in the room. The brief mentioned the princess.
Yeah, so one of our allies, from planet Elshera, the royal family there has close ties to the USC. And I have close ties to the head of their security back from my days when I was still part of the USC. They were on a diplomat mission with one and being escorted by some of our people, and the ship seems to have gone missing. I believe it was actually your former ship, Rhea, the Prometheus. So probably good timing on you going on leave. But yeah, the whole Admiral fleet is just gone, and no one knows where. We had the last coordinates of where that we picked up one from, which is where we're heading to now. But it was close to the borders of like our galaxy, just past Pluto. So we don't know what we're gonna find. But we need to at least get the princess back. She's top priority. Obviously, if we find the others, we can try to help them as well. But the princess is the main priority over anything else.
we know if the people of this planet had any known enemies?
I mean, they've been pretty peaceful for years. They had been ran by a dictator for years before the royal family took back in power, but I actually was leading that mission and helped end that reign, which is how I met my friend from that family. Um, but beyond that, it's been peaceful for years. They're more of a, they're like right on the border of the next galaxy over from us. So they handle a lot of trade with our group, but they're mostly just a peaceful planet. They mostly handle commerce and try to distribute stuff between galaxies. So for them to target the princess, while not surprising, is still a little uncalled for at this moment. So we're trying to figure out what happened.
In that case, I have no further questions.
No, me either.
Likewise.
When we get close to the area, I'm probably going to have you, Rhea, since you're our scout, do a spacewalk near the coordinates to see if there's anything in that area, because it's like they just blipped off the map. So we'll make sure you're secure for that. Riva or Ziva, I'm gonna need you on comms the minute we get close. So we need to relay everything we can find in that area to back to the station. They said they were gonna have people on standby. I don't really know who, because they're still not giving us a lot of information, and this mission is heavily redacted. We're pretty much on our own once we get past Jupiter, so we're
Got
going in
it.
dark. And then, like I said, Callie, this ship's brand new. The systems on this ship's brand new. They decided to use us as an experiment to test out a new scouting vessel on an important mission like this. So I don't really know how this is going to handle when we get out there. So it's gonna be a lot. But I believe we have like a few days of travel if my calculations are correct.
Yeah, something like that. I took a brief look, and if everything's coming out according to what I know, it should be a few days and a couple extra hours if we need to stop for fuel again.
Okay. All of your guys' stuff has been sent over to the quarters. So you guys can rest whenever you need to. There's also a plug-in next to your bed. I know you don't need a bed, Callie, but we wanted you to be with the crew, so you can upload there or in your engineering bay, whatever's comfortable for you. And I'm sure we can set one up for the little guy as well if you want him in there.
Thanks.
And then everything that you requisitioned for us, Rhea, is down on the ground level of the ship in the docking area down there. Beyond that, we just gotta wait till we get there and see. I don't really. That's all the reliable information they gave me. Wasn't a lot. I mean, the reason they even let us go out was because I want to find Dirk before anything happens to him. Dude gets in a little over his head at times, and with the princess under his detail, where he is, he's probably also very worried at the moment. So
Imagine.
they also didn't give us a medic. I'm slightly trained in field medicine, but we're gonna have to rely on Metagel a lot more than we normally would out in the field. So just keep that in mind and be careful if we run into anything unfriendly.
Got it. I can run my own diagnostics and do most of my own repairs. If anything bad would happen to me, Scrap is trained to repair me.
Okay.
I can obviously do all your repairs to your cybernetics. So can
That
Scrap,
would be
or so
great.
can
Do you
Scrap.
mind actually checking those over before we get there? They've been a little stiff.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem at all.
Okay, well, great. I'm going to head into my quarters. I have a few reports to send out before we get out of range to do so. I'm going to try to get any more information than I can.
Before you go,
Yeah.
Ziva just kind of slides across that last piece of Akasha, like, here, have this, please.
Thank you,
And
Siva.
you're welcome. You know you love me.
Yeah. Kitchen's fully stocked for you.
Yes.
I don't know when we're going to be able to restock anything, so just make it last for however long we can, okay?
I think I can work with it.
Please try not to make a mess. As you see, this is an open area.
It'll be fine. I don't know what you mean.
I found you covered in flour on the space station, and
I
everyone
was,
giving you a, 20-foot berth.
to be fair, training wasn't going well.
One of the sous chefs was crying in the corner.
The sous chef got in my way.
Okay, then. I'm gonna go to my quarters. If you guys need anything, let me know. But we should probably get to sleep here in a few hours to try to keep at least somewhat of a day cycle as we're out. But you guys enjoy, and the captain heads off into their quarters.
Oh, sleepover, slumber party, guys.
That's fine by me. I don't need a ton of shutdown time. And seems like Scratch is already exploring the engineering bay, so I can do that in a bit.
I
Nice.
think. Oh,
I might just get settled with a couple of things, but I should be all right too.
so maybe we need to like spill some tea, hang out a little bit. What's been going on, guys? We haven't like yapped in ages. Like, aren't we all excited about this? You guys don't seem as excited about this.
I mean, it's another job. I'm coming off of vacation leave time, whatever. So it's getting back in the swing of things, I guess.
But guys, it's like have you not seen that like that popular drama over on like Netflix? Like it's literally just like it's just a missing princess. It's an adventure.
Better than sitting around uploading all day, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
You're gonna get those all campaign
yeah.
long. You know who you
I
put
am
at this
going
table.
to-
Oh,
You
yeah.
signed up for
Okay.
this. The three of us, are you insane? This is what you
Mhm.
get.
Yeah.
season.
Don't worry,
know-
I'll send
I
y'all
know
the
what
I'll
I
send
got
the
myself
videos.
into. It's fine.
Every last episode.
That's part one of our sleepover is
Yep.
watching the show.
Oh yes,
Correct.
100%.
On
I will
Netflix.
have there's spicy popcorn.
Beautiful. Love spicy popcorn.
But yeah, you guys hear the engineering door open as it's been more than 15 minutes. That Scratch immediately wheels back out, full speed, holding a brand new, light pink controller that he made from scrap in the engineering bay. Here you go, Siva.
Thank you, little buddy. This is amazing. How did you
Yeah.
wait? Did you properly nap because you had a
Yeah.
15-minute nap and then okay.
It didn't take long to build. There was materials back there.
Mm.
I'm good
No,
at
he
building
can-
stuff.
Yeah, he can build anything out of scrap metal very, very quickly. Why do you think his name is Scrap?
You know what? That's a great point that I didn't think about. Can I give him a piece of like unseasoned popcorn? Will that be okay?
Oh yeah, he's
Okay.
fine. He can eat. I just gotta empty his stomach container later.
Okay. Here, buddy, catch it.
There's
She
not
like
that
Ziva
much
tosses
in
it up.
there.
No, buddy, there's
The
not.
head just
You're
opens
fine.
up.
You just can't overeat because then you start to feel weird. But you can eat a little bit. It's fine. Don't worry
Okay.
about it.
So we gonna play games tonight?
You betcha.
Okay, I'll just set up my console in the quarters. I heard everything you guys were saying while I was in rest. I was on standby.
Okay, buddy. As long as you make sure that when you set up in quarters, you don't get in the way of anybody's beds or anything, right? Because they even gave me a bed that I can upload from, which means that you can upload from that bed too, because you're tiny. You don't take up that much space.
Okay, yeah, I'll bring everything, and then you see him leave. You hear some rustling from engineering. Before that, he's holding more than you think he would be able to. He has a bunch of consoles in his hands, just above his head, as he wheels past you guys really fast, and you hear a light crash in the quarters.
Buddy, remember things got to balance. Just because you can hold that much doesn't mean you can carry it all without knocking it into something.
There's a step in the quarters.
Buddy, you weren't made to take the steps. You were made to take ramps.
Yeah,
You got one wheel.
Whenever someone can help me up, that would be great.
I got him, and I'll get up and go help him pick up everything.
You just
Buddy,
find him on his
what if
side,
I
the wolf
just make you
spinning
a
really fast, but he can't like get himself back up.
what if I just make you a carrying case for your consoles, huh? What if we do
Okay.
that? We make
I
like
mean,
a
I already
backpack style.
which oh, that's your bed. That one, because that one has the port.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah,
set everything up
this
at the
one's our
foot.
bed. There we go. Yeah, and then great, and it's like just big enough to where I can lay here to upload, and then you can lay over here. But
Oh, we can
no,
cuddle. I
yes,
read
buddy, we can
about that.
cuddle.
Humans like
Yeah,
that. I don't know what it means,
humans.
but
It's basically just fancy laying next to each other. Don't worry too much about it, buddy. It's
okay.
it's not anything that like I don't think we get the benefit of it, but I can understand why they like it.
Why do they like it?
It's about shared like bonding and everything. Like it's supposed to make you closer to each other emotionally.
Oh,
Physically, you can't get much closer, obviously, because they're like already doing that part. But like emotionally, it's supposed to help a lot.
weird. Okay,
Like when
I'm all
someone's
set
like
up.
sad or something. Yeah, no, it is weird, buddy. I get it. But yeah, you just finish setting up and you and Ziva play whatever games you want. Just remember she can't stay up that late. She's a human, right? She needs sleep
Okay.
or she's
How
gonna get those
many?
dark
How much
bags under her
sleep do
eyes.
they
That's
need again?
like 8 whole hours, buddy.
8 hours.
Yeah. Sometimes
That's
they can get
so
away with like 6 or
inefficient.
7. Yeah, it's really I'm
Such a
telling you,
waste of time.
charged in like 3, 4 maximum. I get it. Technically, you can really charge in 2, but no, I try to keep you on a good sleep schedule like me, but like 3 to 4 hours max for me. And then I get up and I do my work. That's why we wake up so early in the morning to start our engineering. That's why we were like the only ones awake on the space station for so long every morning while I was in recovery,
I
right?
thought
How we
people
would
just
like get
didn't
up.
like us.
No, buddy, we were the only ones awake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's okay though. It'll be similar here because we're the only robots again, but that's okay. We'll keep each other company in the morning until they wake up, and then we'll all do our jobs all day, and then we'll go to sleep at the same time, and then we'll just wake up early again.
Okay, I almost started setting everything up. Could you, before you go shut down for the night, can you set up a ramp in here for me?
Yeah, buddy, I'll set up some ramps. And I head off to engineering and I grab any like spare sheet metal or anything like that I don't think I'll need anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
And I look around the ship and anywhere that there's just a set of stairs, I like make a small section of ramp that's like over
Yeah, he
to the
doesn't
right
need a lot of
side.
room. He just like
Yeah, no,
that
he
much
doesn't need
for
a
his
lot of
one
room.
wheel.
Yeah, his one wheel is like this big. So I just set up like a small, like probably like 2-foot ramp. Even if it's maybe 1.5, like to the right of every set of stairs, just so he can have enough room to get down.
Perfect. But yeah, as you head out to engineering and set that up, you head back out, and everyone else is still in the food place. What are you guys doing while that was all happening?
Ziva is gonna be kind of just sitting down, not normally, probably like sitting on the floor, probably, because that's very floor time. Kind of just it looks like she's just like doom scrolling on like her tablet, but she's actually looking at the social media and what's going on and trending on the planet El Shara. Is that what it was? Right? Whatever
Yeah,
planet the princess is
Planet
from.
Elshara.
So she's kind of just scrolling through that, trying to get a feel for how they're all doing and what the news is, all the locals, and also maybe looking at what dance trends are going on there too.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna have you roll for this actually. So 1 sec.
Oh, heck yeah.
Ooh.
Just roll me 2d6 and add wit to this.
Okay.
How much information you get.
That is a 5.
So go ahead and mark experience.
Yay.
You don't find much besides just the normal like social media noise of just like the trends and like what's hot on El Shara and all that kind of stuff. Nothing from like the government stuff, just seems to be pretty daily news. It doesn't seem like anything big is happening, but you're not really able to get further than like just basic like social media sites. You can't really get too far into their systems from where we're at.
Can I at least tell like if there's a general like do the people know that the princess has gone missing?
No,
Like,
you're pretty
okay.
sure even like basic social media would blow it up if the princess and the royal
Mhm.
family was gone. It doesn't seem like they've
Okay.
released that news yet.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. What would Rhea be getting up to?
Originally I was actually gonna offer the help action to also be doom scrolling, quote unquote. But I think Rhea's just gonna be looking over Ziva's shoulder, like, is there nothing about the princess online?
Not that I can tell. I guess they're keeping it all under wraps.
Are we
But
sure most of that planet knows?
I don't think they have any clue. It seems like they're just trying to not have everyone upset, which makes sense from a, PR standpoint, but it definitely has me a tad bit concerned as to how they're feeling.
Right, right. Well then I guess it's best to just follow their guidance. Don't
Hmm.
want to rile up any citizens we come across.
Yeah, but what guidance? I mean, it's
Uh,
like everything's been redacted, so it's hard to do communications when you don't know what's going on the other side. Like, it, there's like
yeah.
nothing coming through unless I, I don't even know. We're just gonna have to hope for the best.
Less.
Unless.
Calliope, are you still up? Is Calliope still up?
Oh, she probably like is like running around with sheet metal, and as she like puts in the last ramp, she'll probably like come back in and be like, "Sorry, I was making ways for Scrap to get around. He's not very good at the stairs."
No worries, no worries. How good are you at declassifying information?
Depends on whose system it lives in. USC, not as much. They've put in firewalls after one small incident. But some other people that don't think quite as much about drones that may just want to look at their information. Usually they're pretty easy to get around. Who am I looking at?
Well, there was a lot of redacted information that we all received.
And it's
I'm
a little hard to do at least my job without all the details of what's going on.
Oh, got it. That email we all got that had the redacted.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
I can give it a shot, but that came from USC and I don't know how good it's going to go. But if they say anything about it, we just say it was the first day glitch on the ship. Who would have known?
Who
I
would know?
like that plan. That is a
Hmm.
very good plan.
I want to try to get that information. What do I
Hey,
roll?
Bessie, you're gonna be rolling Defy Disaster, and you will use Wit for this.
That's fine. What's my best thing? Certainly nothing could go wrong.
Where's my camera's out of focus?
Oh, that's actually fine because that's a 14. I rolled 2 6s and I get 2.
Oh, okay. So you do it with style.
I get
Okay.
everything I've ever wanted.
You can.
You
What are you? What are you specifically trying to unredact on the search?
the whole thing. I basically like look at you two since I could do this with style. I look at you two and go, we should probably go to engineering for this. And you all follow me and see like a like really large workbench with like piles of kind of scrap everywhere and like 4 monitors that are kind of all around that I've already sort of started to set up that will let me see different parts of the ship. Like all of the drone automated stuff that I'm going to need to be able to operate from here in case of an emergency. And so you see on one of the bigger monitors, I pull up the email that we got. And then on one separate from that is a bunch of code related to the back end of USC. And I plug a cord from the computer into the back of my neck, kind of like moving my hair to the side. And you all see the like gray and black eyes that I have like wipe clean for a second, and then information starts to scroll across it as I kind of just stand there and lean back facing you all while information starts to go across my eyes and on the screen behind me while I'm trying to find the unredacted version of this.
That is
Okay.
creepy but cool.
As you go through the information and you unredact everything, you get the full crew list of everyone that was on the ship. Which, I mean, Rhea probably could give you that anyway. You also find out that the princess was en route to the space station you guys were just came from, for a diplomacy meeting with Admiral Williams as well as a few other higher ups. Um, and the last thing you find in there was news of an attack. They didn't tell you guys that. They just told you that the ship disappeared. But there was some comms that you're able to tap into, and you hear the voices of various crew members like screaming in pain, and you hear like shooting and explosions and stuff going off on the ship before everything just went dead silent.
As I get the last of it, her eyes go back to normal and you see the gray and black again. The coded screen goes away and goes back to what it was before of the star map, but the email is now fully unredacted, with audio files fully connected. It seems like our princess didn't just disappear. She was maybe taken. There's a lot of screaming, a lot of people not knowing what to do, and then some shots, and there's just a lot going on. Whatever happened, she didn't go by her lonesome. Like it wasn't a choice. And it I would venture to say that none of her crew went with her, or if they did, very little, because the rest of their bodies are lying on that ship.
Oh, that's an unexpected turn.
Yeah, I doubt the captain knows, and we probably ought to warn her at some point. But
I would say that we need to give her a minute to still cool down after
oh yeah, not right
all
now.
of that,
Yeah.
but
No,
oh,
that's knowing your audience, picking your battles, all that.
yeah.
But we're walking into dangerous territory, and I hope we're ready.
Well, we might not have a medic, but we'll be fine. We're gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be great. You know what? I'm sure that we'll figure it out. I'm not sure of anything actually, but we will figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Well, we have enough
I
weaponry to like basically the Navy, so I think that's a good start.
yeah. I After hearing that, you can see that Ziva's kind of like, oh shoot. She's like, there's shock very apparent on her face because she wasn't sure what to expect, but it wasn't that. Um, she goes, you know what? I think I might take another trip over to the kitchen and think on this a little bit because we have a mystery on our hands. I will play games with, I'll play games in a little bit, but I fear we have a lot to think on.
Yeah, and if you need to say no to Scrap tonight and playing games and all, he can be respectful that you need time in bed. I wake up early in the morning with him anyway.
That is so sweet. Yeah. Might take a slight brain check, but I love this controller, and she's like, you can tell that she's like super excited about that. She puts in like one of her many pockets. But yeah, I fear it might be time to make some croissants.
Croissants sound good.
Croissants are a time.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys wind down for the night, we are going to jump forward a little bit to about 30 minutes out from the coordinates the next night. So you guys are all gathered in the information center on the top deck with the captain up near the star map and the rest of you kind of spread out. Okay, we're getting close. We're going to need Rhea you to suit up and get ready for spacewalk before we get too close to the coordinates itself. Was there anything you guys wanted to tell me that you were able to figure out last night? I know you guys were up for a while from what I could hear out in the mess hall.
Yeah, there's probably something you should know.
Okay.
So as far as you're aware, there was a disappearance of a ship, yeah?
Yeah.
We figured out a little more, and it might not be in the way that you want us to find out this information, but let's keep in mind that we should have as much information as
I don't really
possible.
care about the regulations. I'm honestly not officially part of the UFC anyway anymore. What do you find?
Okay, cool, because I hacked into the system. There's audio logs. It sounds like she was kidnapped.
Let me see that.
And everybody else on the ship, or at least a lot of other people on the ship, died.
Yeah, send me those audio logs over. I need to listen to that.
Without even taking my eyes off of her, I go into my system and send them to her email.
You see her reach up and touch the communicator in her ear and just listen for a second. And her face gets a little dark as she's listening to it all. So they sent us on a mission with 3 people who are not heavily combat trained. And me, who's not necessarily cleared for the field. And they knew that they were attacked. Great.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I'm gonna send a message to Scrap to go plug himself into the computer and essentially train himself on medical intervention.
Yep, he's starting to do that. Give me their divided faster roll, still wits, to see how well he learns in this 30-minute time frame.
It's a 9.
Okay. So with a 9. So you either get a hard choice or a successful sacrifice.
I mean, oh, sorry. Give me those 2 choices again.
So either I can offer you a hard choice, or you can have success, but there'll be something else attached to that.
Give me success with something else attached to it. We have a whole campaign to get through and no
Cool.
medic.
He speeds through all the stuff you want him to get done in 10 minutes. He probably misses some of the more advanced stuff.
Of course he did.
And then he spends the next 20 minutes looking up combat-related stuff. Because he's fully listening
Honestly,
into your
you know,
conversation.
So real.
That's fine.
Not too bad, not too bad.
I think he could have done much worse. I thought you were going to say he spends the rest of the 20 minutes playing video games. So you
No.
know what? I'll take that he
You
trained himself
actually
in combat.
you actually see on your system that the engineering bay is starting to process and build new weaponry, specifically to retrofit on the Scrap.
Nifty little guy. Oh my goodness.
They're so
I send
smart.
him a message that says, all I'm asking is if you are making yourself a cannon, I need you to make me one too.
Okay, Mom. How big?
Big enough to fit on my big enough to fit on my arm that I can like retro attach it. Not like in
Okay.
place of my hand, but like on top of my arm.
Okay. I'll
Thanks,
make
kiddo.
cannons for everybody.
Perfect. But remember, they can't attach to them. They have to have like a handle or something.
They have to hold. Oh, yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, they have to have a handle and like a trigger situation. They can't like connect their brains to it or anything like that. So
Okay.
look up some human weapons if you need reference.
Okay, sounds
Oh
good.
no.
But yeah, the little droid's going into
just to let you
protection
all-
mode.
just to let y'all know, seems like Scrap is building us some weaponry, and he also is training himself on medical stuff to kind of help fill in some gaps.
That is
Okay.
that is delightful.
So our most combat trained person after myself is going to be the little 2-foot robot.
To be fair, he's building me a cannon. I
You
can
might need
download
it.
I can download the combat stuff later. I just obviously can't right now.
It's fine. Hopefully we won't need any of that and we can just figure this out. Okay, but we're coming up on the area, Rhea, if you want to head out. Callie, do you mind covering the cockpit?
Oh yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Don't worry a thing about it. Scrap and I will stay here and take care of everything on the ship while y'all go.
Okay, perfect. Siva, get in the comms and just get in touch with Rhea while she's out there in case anything comes up.
Already on it.
And all your stuff should be already in the decontamination bay area for you to head out and attach. We'll be watching from out here, from in here.
Wonderful. And Rhea gets ready to go.
Yeah, you get into pretty much a high-tech version of what a spacesuit would look like, and get attached to this with, instead of like the tubes you would see in like actual astronauts, it's like this like steel cables that attach to the back of your back and kind of like pull slowly out so it attaches you more firmly to the ship. But yeah, as you guys get within 10 minutes of the area and you start to detach from the ship, the closer you get to the coordinates, it's almost like you're crossing through gravity. Like there seems to like add gravity to which should not happen in open space like this, but you seem to be starting to get denser as you go through. And as you get to the actual coordinates, you actually feel yourself drop down and the cords just kind of hang there instead of you floating around anymore. Like the cords are the only thing that's holding you from dropping.
Ziva gets on the comms to check in. Are we doing okay out there? Over.
I think so. And she like explains the situation with the cables. She's like, I think I should be all right.
I don't think gravity's supposed to do
No,
that.
no, but I don't think it. No.
Ziva relays the message just to the like whoever else is in the cockpit, just to be like, hey, just so y'all know, gravity's getting a little funky out here. I'm not sure what we should do about this.
There shouldn't be gravity
Yeah,
in
that's what I
freaking.
thought. I'm not a
Mhm.
physics. I don't science, guys. I'm just communications. But yeah, there shouldn't.
Callie, can
Clearly, there
you run
shouldn't.
scans of that? That's very abnormal.
Uh, yeah, absolutely. And I'll like through kind of your suit that you're wearing, Rhea, I'll scan the environment around you.
If it starts getting too heavy out there, please make sure you just make your way in. Prioritize physical health first, because we don't want you getting smushed like a tin can.
Not the best
I
thing to
should,
say when gravity is currently pressing its weight against me in a space where there
you
should be zero
know,
gravity.
I shouldn't have said that.
Hmm.
Just clear that from your mind. Um, we're not going to worry about that. Just be mindful, please.
Okay, go ahead and roll me. Yeah, this is gonna freak you guys out, but go ahead and roll me fight, Mallory. You can choose Darren or Grace.
She's daring her grace.
You know,
Oh, okay. Oh, question then. Can I use one of my moves instead?
what is your move?
I have sharp with numbers, which means that I can roll spirit for any sort of fight roll instead of daring.
Mm.
Yeah, go for it. Roll spirit.
I can also it allows me to triangulate my
Triangulate your
position with
position.
perfect precision, so I always know where I am.
I
If
actually need to
that's
pull
at all
this
helpful
up.
too.
Yeah, I will mark it. But yeah, go ahead and make your
Okay,
roll.
cool. Sweet, that makes it an 8.
Okay, cool. So with an 8 on a fight roll, you can choose to, but we're going to do this a little different because this isn't the typical fight. So with an 8, you're able to do the scan. You read the gravity well that Rhea seems to be stuck in. And as you're doing that, you see something on like the other edge of this. And there's almost like a barrier that is separating something, like hiding something. And right as you're starting to scan onto that, you feel your systems lock up. It's not like the virus, but like just lock up as like you're trapped in a firewall for a second. And as you snap out of it, all the lights on the ship start flashing red. And immediately, Rhea, you feel yourself ripped back to the ship.
Oh no. Whatever is there doesn't want us here very
Yep, I can see
badly.
that.
Rhea, come inside. I think we need to get you back in.
uh, scrap.
Yeah.
Scrap. You do a hard reset of the system, please. I'm gonna shut down for just a second. Nobody freak out. Scrap
Okay.
knows
I'll
what to do.
Ishnaten system flush. Sorry. And you just hear a bunch of type in the background before you reset yourself. And as you come back on and the lights are still flashing red, there is a slam into the side of the ship that knocks you all over. And
We
as you
gotta
guys
go.
start to get your bearings and start to like go to move the cockpit, immediately like you all feel gravity get way denser on all of you to where it's hard to move, and you feel the ship starting to move towards that barrier.
I have a feeling this is what might have taken away our princess ship.
Is there
Highly
any
possible.
heat? Is there any heat signatures from anywhere around us? We should be in open space.
I need everyone to make me a. Let's see what role do I want this to be. We're
So
gonna
we're
say
still
this
on
is a
autopilot, right?
Yep, you are still on autopilot.
Can we fix that?
You want to try to take controls?
Oh yeah.
Okay, go for
That
it.
would
Give
be a
me
good
Defy
idea.
Disaster, and I'll say you can use either Grace or Wit for this, Rhea.
Oh Lord. That is a 10 using Grace.
Okay. Yeah, so you're able to take the controls, you're able to try to like pilot out, but as you are starting to move the ship a little bit further away from the well, you do feel that something in the scanners, because now you have access to them, you see that something is latched onto the back of the thrusters. So even though the whatever's pulling you isn't doing so more, you guys are not also moving too much to get out of whatever this is.
There's something attached to the back. I can't get it off.
Oh, well, if it's attached to the back, what's the other end attached to?
Is there any like ships or something that we can like send a radio to, like nearby?
You can try connecting comms.
Uh, I would like to just send out a general like message to whoever is in the area to cease and desist.
You
Hit him with
tap
that
in the
Mayday.
you as you tap into the communication, you send that signal out. Immediately, you get a beep back, and as you open the comm link to see what that message was, you just hear the loudest amount of static go through your ears, and immediately both Scrap and Callie shut off.
Hey. Hey, what?
As well as at the
Hey.
cockpit, you see the controls start to fritz as an EMP wave comes through the comms. And
How
as the
could you do
ship's
this?
engines shut off for a second, you feel that tractor ray immediately engage again, and you guys are yanked. And the last thing we see before we end tonight's session is the USC Atlas crashing into an unknown planet. And that's where we're going to pick up next time. So join us next week, same time, same place for episode 2 of The Lost. Again, every week we are going to be raising money both for Trans Lifeline as well as the Minnesota Freedom Fund to get ice out of Minnesota. So if you can, go donate to either of those links in the chat. But this has been a great first episode. Let's go around and tell everyone where they can find all you lovely people on the internet. And we'll go in reverse order. So Mallory, why don't you kick us off?
Hi, my name is Mallory. Tonight I've played Calliope, and I guys, I literally just got back. I'm really hoping that this isn't like we crashed into a planet. Callie's body's everywhere. Who knows? But we'll see again next week. In the meantime, you can find me on Rediscovery RPG, which is the channel that I own and operate. I'm there a lot of the time. You can also find me this particular week over on CG Danny B's channel on Saturday. We're playing the playtest of a game called Whisk, which is where you save cats in space. It's very fun. They're like in bubbles and you throw them around and stuff. Cosmic kittens is what they're called, but they're very cute. So we're going to be playing that on Saturday at 1. And otherwise, my next tabletop game actually starts next Monday, and I was going to release the thing for the game after the show was over. So if you want me to just announce it now, I will. We're playing an outgunned game called Jollywood, which is like very loosely based on the video game American Arcadia. If you've ever seen that one, kind of like the Truman Show and things like that. And that starts next Monday, February 2nd, and CG Danny B, Sarah the Hype Goblin, RJ as in R Justice, and Greek Sid are my players. We've got 2 inside, 2 outside, and we've got to try to escape. And I'm super pumped about it. It's a 4-episode arc, so that'll be happening very soon. And otherwise, I'm just designing games and stuff. I've got a new game, Secrets and Suspects, we ran a VOD of that's like in testing and will be released soon enough. And I am writing on a couple secret projects that I haven't signed anything for, but I know I'm technically not allowed to talk about, so I won't. But you can check it all out on my socials at MoxieBlue or at MalloryMouse.com. Thanks.
Perfect. Serenity.
Hello, everyone. I'm gonna get this intro right done. Probably, maybe. I'm stumbling over words. But
Okay.
hi, I am Serenity Cup. I play the character Ziva Mystery. And this is the only game I'm in at the moment, but I am primarily a cosplayer. The next convention I'll be at is MegaCon Orlando. So if you're gonna be there, it's gonna be a pretty fun one. They've got some pretty cool guests. My lineup is almost set. Other than that, primarily do dance, and now apparently tea videos. So feel free to go check that stuff out. But yeah, that's pretty much me. I don't have much at the moment, but yoo-hoo! Yay, first episode back, because I haven't done this in a long time. I was so nervous, so this is
You
great.
did great.
Thank you.
And DJ.
Hello, everyone. I'm DJ. I played Rhea tonight. And you can find me anywhere on the interwebs at Castle Rights. Like I mentioned before, I do producing, I do photography. I also do cosplay, which I didn't mention before. So you will find me at C2E2 if anyone's going to be there up in March. Sorry to those who are going to PAX East. I promise I'll be there next year. But in terms of what's coming up for me next, normally I usually guest on Record of the Realms with my wonderful tiefling who's doing just fine and is nothing wrong ever. But this week you can find me on the Tipsy Tigers channel. We'll be finishing off our series of Hail Whalers, where I get to play Silas Temple, who also is a princess with no problems whatsoever and totally did not cause the problems with the Industrial Railroad system. But yeah, otherwise, find me on Castle Rights. It was very fun playing this first session, and I can't wait for the rest of the series.
Perfect. And of course, I am Paige. You can find me all over the internet at Paige Continue. I am a trans lesbian content creator and streamer, as well as a storyteller and creative director over at The Story Continued, where your story always continues. Nothing on my channel at the moment. I'm taking a break because I just had surgery and I'm going into busy season for tax season at work. So I will have no social life here in like 2 weeks. But we have 3 campaigns that are going to be dropping in May all at the same time. So I will have a very busy schedule and announcements for you guys later. Beyond that, this Thursday over in Eclipse 613, I will be back on the One Piece 5e game that we were playing as Scarlet Rabot. Former mermaid, now more of a siren harpy. She's changed a lot in this campaign. I don't know what she is anymore. But tune in for that at 8 p.m. Central. And then beyond that, I have 2 campaigns. One, we're going to continue in the X-Men Unchained campaign over on our Light Courts channel at some point here in the new year. So look out for dates for that, as well as I am going to be in another project on our channel at some point that may or may not have something to do with this red Power Rangers coin that I may have bought the other day, but we'll figure that out. But yeah, this has been The Loss. So happy to have you all here for our first episode, and we will see you guys next week. I'm sure they're all fine. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.